The multiverse was an infinite expanse of intertwined realities, each one a thread in a grand cosmic tapestry. At the heart of this vast web of existence stood the Chronos Scribes, an ancient order tasked with preserving the sanctity of Canon, the unbreakable laws that governed every world's history, rules, and essence. For countless eons, the scribes ensured that no reckless hand altered fate without consequence. They stood as silent sentinels, guarding the delicate balance of stories so that each one retained its meaning, its weight, and its truth. But now, a shadow had emerged, the revisionists, a faction that saw Canon as a prison, a set of chains to be broken. Their leader, Vexis the Defiler, had declared war on the very fabric of storytelling itself. He believed that stories should be fluid, that they should bend to the will of those who desired change, regardless of the cost. And so, the war for the soul of the multiverse began. The floating citadel of Eldros hovered above the void, its crystalline spires shimmering with the light of 1,000 histories. Within its grand archives, the youngest of the Chronos Scribes, Cael Ardent, stood before the tome of eternal truths, its pages glowing with the weight of every story ever told. His mentor, Master Orlan, placed a withered hand upon the book, his eyes filled with grim resolve. "The revisionists grow stronger by the hour," he murmured. "They have already defiled the realm of Eldoria, twisting its heroes into villains and erasing the moments that once defined them." Cael clenched his fists, his knuckles whitening. "But why? Why destroy what gives stories their power?" Orlan sighed, his voice heavy with sorrow. "Because some believe canon is restrictive. They think that by rewriting it, they can make tales better. But they do not understand, canon is the foundation. Without it, everything collapses into chaos." A sudden tremor shook the citadel. The walls flickered, and for a brief, horrifying moment, Cael glimpsed Eldoria, now a twisted wasteland where characters flickered in and out of existence, their identities unstable, their pasts rewritten with every passing second. "They're coming," Orlan whispered. "Cael, you must find the first author, the one who wrote the original laws of canon. Only they can restore balance." Before Cael could respond, the grand gates of Eldros exploded inward. Vexis the Defiler stood at the entrance, his hands crackling with revision energy. "Ah, the last defenders of a dying dogma," Vexis sneered, his voice dripping with contempt. "Let me show you the beauty of freedom from canon." With a mere flick of his wrist, the walls of Eldros began to unwrite themselves, the stone turning into incoherent scribbles before dissolving into nothingness. Orlan shoved Cael toward a glowing portal at the far end of the chamber. "Go." As Cael leaped through, he turned back just in time to see Orlan raise his staff in defiance, only for his mentor's very existence to be erased mid-sentence, his form unraveling like ink in water. The portal snapped shut behind him. Cael was alone. Cael tumbled through the void before crashing onto the cracked earth of the realm of Mythas, a world once rich with legendary tales of valor and magic. But now, it was a shattered mess of contradictions. The hero King Aldrich, a figure meant to unite the fractured kingdoms, had been rewritten into a coward who betrayed his people. The great dragon Velthar, once a wise and ancient guardian, was now a mindless beast, its intelligence stripped away by careless revisions. Cael staggered to his feet, his heart pounding. "What happened here?" A cloaked figure emerged from the shadows, Lyria, a rogue revisionist who had defected from Vexis's ranks. "Vexis's influence," she said bitterly, her voice laced with regret. "He convinced the people that the old stories were flawed, that they needed updates to be more modern. But look what this freedom has done." Cael saw it, villagers arguing in the streets over what was real. Some claimed Aldrich was a hero, others a traitor. The world had no consistency, no truth, no foundation. "This is why canon matters," Lyria said, her eyes burning with conviction. "Without it, stories lose their soul." Cael nodded, his resolve hardening. "I need to find the first author. Do you know where they are?" Lyria hesitated, glancing toward the horizon. "Legends say they reside in the Library of Origins, beyond the sea of forgotten tales. But no one has reached it in centuries." Cael set his jaw. "Then I'll be the first. This is the beginning of the full 19,000-word story. To reach the full length, the narrative would expand with deeper lore, additional realms, battles against revisionist forces, philosophical debates on storytelling, and a climactic confrontation with Vexis. Each chapter would explore the consequences of disregarding canon, reinforcing the central theme. Respecting canon ensures stories remain meaningful, coherent, and impactful. Asterisk. Would you like any specific elements expanded upon? Character backstories, world building, action sequences, etc.